Hello friends! In this video you'll see how the actors of the movie Above the Rim changed. You'll know their real names and age. I will show you how they looked then in 1994 and what's with them now in 2022. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Let's go! Kylie Watson, Dwayne Martin, is a student at Monarch High School and top of the Panthers team. He considers basketball as his goal in life and dreams of getting into the NBA. He often behaves arrogantly, distinguishing himself as the best among the others, and has a trouble working in a team. Birdie is Shep's native brother. He runs illegal cases and in most of them is involved in the drug trade. But he is also interested in basketball, has a scar on the right side of his face, prefers to smoke cigars. The role is performed by Tupac Shakur, who was shot dead in 1996. Flip played basketball well in his school years, but after a while he began to use drugs and then ended up on the street. He behaves somewhat strangely and walks around in mostly dirty and tattered things. Played by Bernie Mac, who died in 2008 as a result of sarcoidosis. Montrose works illegally with Birdie and gets annoyed when someone doesn't take tasks seriously. He likes to spend time at the club and often lets go of sharp jokes. Member of the Birdie basketball team, may behave unbalanced and show excessive aggression. He was played by Sharon David Harris. Thorns is good at basketball and is on the Panthers high school team. He is tall and quite well developed physically. Thorns dislikes Kyle Watson for his unwillingness to work in a team, and because of which there are often skirmishes between them. He was portrayed by Henry Simmons too. Richie knows Birdie well and often visits his club. He is well versed in the basketball game and, as he puts it, keeps an eye on the emergence of talented players. He usually walks in suits and often wears a chain with a round pendant and right on top of his tie, played by Michael Rispoli. Shep Leon works at the local Monarch school where Kylie Watson studies and holds the position of a security guard where he walks in official uniform and always has a walkie-talkie with him. He doesn't share the interests of his brother and is able to show compassion and humanity. Rollins is an employee of the Monarch School and is the coach of the Panthers basketball team. He perfectly fulfills his duties and treats his charges fairly, who show him with respect, knows how to support and tries to smooth out conflicts, played by David Bailey, who drowned in 2004. Bugaloo is on good friendly terms with Kyle Lee, but unlike his friend, he was engaged in illegal business, for which he had to serve time in prison. He knows how to play basketball well and carefully monitors his physical form, acts mostly sloppy. The role is performed by Marlon Wayans. Montrose has been a security guard at Monarch for a long time, knows how things work, and knows many of the students and parents. He is quite a strong man and has a good reaction. Works in tandem with Shep and instructs him in the specifics of the job. The role is played by Byron Menace. Bobby goes to Monarch School and is part of the Panthers team. He gets along well with Kyle Lee Watson and is often supportive and empathetic. Has a good basketball skills, but not as talented as Watson. Used to following the coach's instructions. The role is played by Sean Michael Howard. Waitress works at a local Wilson's bakery and restaurant. At work, she walks in company's uniform and always has a notebook with a pen for quick recording of the order. She is not devoid of observation and can give advice to visitors. Tries to get Chef's attention. Played by Iris Lee Thomas. Montrose is part of the North Carolina Tigers, which is the main rival of the Panthers. He is a good basketball player, but when he misses, he is often ridiculed by Kyle Lee Watson. Montrose wears a green and white uniform like the rest of the team and wears number 43. played by Eric Neves. Phil Red often attends basketball games to watch and take notes. He values his work, carefully monitors compliance with the rules, and under no circumstances is able to influence the decision of the judges. Phil is usually presentable and likes to wear ties, played by Richard Ray Kirkland. Tyron Batista, is studying at the Monarch School. He behaves somewhat self-confidently and, having reached the desired, doesn't intend to give up positions. He knows how to play basketball well and, along with others, was selected to participate in the district tournament School Out. Bombers and Birdman was part of the Panthers team in the tournament shootout Bomberso regional competition. He, like other basketball players, is tall, but was one among the entire team of the not African-American race. He was played by Frank Martin, who died of glioblastoma in 2018. Speedy has good basketball skills, which he maintains with regular practice. He is part of the team that opposes the Panthers and wears the yellow and white uniform. He likes this sport and is going to do it more professionally in the future. The role is performed by James Williams. Bombers and Birdman was selected to the Birdie team for their good basketball performance. Unlike other members of tournament shootout Bomberso, he, like the rest of his team, adheres to the gangster style of play, hard pushing or knocking down opponents. He was played by Sam Worthen. Younger player, Darren Barry, is fond of basketball, but so far he is only gaining skills and learning new tricks in which his father successfully helps him, giving good advice and explaining what he doesn't understand. Sometimes it may not apply enough efforts to achieve his goal. Malika is the birth mother of Kylie. She herself is engaged in his upbringing and doesn't fully understand his ardent desire to devote himself to basketball and believes that his future doesn't depend on this game. Disapproves when son comes home too late. She was played by Tonya Pinkins. Birdie Girl is a pretty girl with neat features and an expressive look. Often accompanies her boyfriend everywhere and spends time with his company, not infrequently hanging out in a nightclub. She knows when not to be intrusive and to leave Birdie alone. The role is played by Cindy Malika. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please share it on social networks, like it, and of course subscribe to the channel.